Hello and welcome to another My Little Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Bree. I'm here with my father, Gary.
Hello.
My mother, Shelly.
Hello.
And my brother, Bryson.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about the recent weekly peak as well as some dreams and upcoming projects if we get some time for it. So pretty exciting. But before we get into that, a quick word from our sponsor. Does anybody want to do some? Dad, do you want to do a little bit of that? It's an infomercial music. Can you do some infomercial music for me? Just doesn't have to be crazy or loud. But I really pictured this as an infomercial. Ready? Okay, here we go. The MyLittleHomestead.com merch shop. Are you tired of the same old boring designs? We have the solution for you. We offer a wide selection of unique, funny, and endearing designs on t-shirts, sweatshirts, aprons, and more. Please visit MyLittleHomestead.com and navigate to our store page or click the link down in the description. Thanks, Dad. So we of course do that tongue in cheek because that's our merch shop. If you didn't catch the anyway, here we go. So today, we had a really great week. It was full of. Let's see, what was it full of? Sometimes you do so much that you can't remember what you did. But we got to see little Azalea. Took you on a trip to see Azalea.
We baked cookies.
And
we ate cookies.
And we
Lots
ate
of
the cookies. And we also
tasted
did
the cookies.
We
and
did.
then we ate them.
And you're right about that. And we also wrapped up some window wraps. Skylights, yeah.
Which we did differently. Normally we do like pallets. No.
Well,
yeah,
in the past
normally we do
have.
pallets like around there and stuff. Which Dad did them differently this time, which I like this look better, don't you? Like it's slicker.
Yeah, they're
cooler.
pretty.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I went through with that marine varnish again. That's on the other ones too, like the center pole. And I actually marine varnished all of those too, so it'll be easy to wipe down when they're dusty or whatever.
Yeah, so that'll be really nice. Eventually, even skylights get dusty around here.
Oh, yeah.
Everything gets dusty.
Oh, yeah, I actually machine.
You did
I did the varnish on that.
You did them
I
all.
almost forgot. Yeah,
That was one of those things for sure.
You know, like when you're like in like let's say like Florida or whatever, and like you have and you like run your computer for like a year, and you're just like, oh my there's dust in my computer, and you pull it out, and there's like a little bit of dust in there. And you like clean it out because you're like, oh, I gotta clean it out. Here, it's like runs like a week in the desert, and then it's got like years worth of dust, like just packed in there. But yet it only ran a week.
Spiders, bees, wasps.
Yeah, it gets pretty serious out
everything.
Here. It really does. She said dust, and it brought that story up. Sorry,
yes.
I now realize this was very often.
It's a big market for those cans of air. You know.
Yeah, those were good.
You know what? Maybe they control the weather, so they sell those.
Yeah.
So they can.
Now you are way off topic now.
They control the weather so they can
outside?
sell air cans.
Oh.
Does they control the weather to be dry?
Do they run outside with the air cans all at once and go?
You know what? Why would you put air in a can and sell it? I don't understand it.
It's like that one. I think there was a movie where they sold an animation where they sold cans of air.
That's right.
And they'd open up and they go like that. It was like, and then it was all hoax. I think was the idea. The Lorax, I think.
Lorax.
It was a Dr. Seuss story. I'm pretty sure.
It was, and the trees were dying, and
but then
little
plot
city
twist
was
they
made
weren't
out of
or something.
plastic.
I don't know what was happening.
And there was like one left or something.
Who knows? It was a long time ago.
The evil guy cut down all the trees.
Hey, didn't we also replace a window, or was that last week? Am I getting mixed up?
That was last week.
Last week, but we did the
1 week is just like the other.
ago. But we did around the window,
we
did
this
week.
We did. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've whipped up a batch of stucco.
Yeah.
It's been a long while. Feels like
we had to rethink that.
I had to go,
really nice.
Is this look good? We kept asking each other, does this look good? Do you think this is enough? I don't know. Looks good. So,
and I don't know why we've done that so many times, and every time we do it, we have to we forget.
Oh yeah.
It's like how many.
Here's what happens when you're a busy person. Things just all get moshed up into one thing. When you're really busy, everything you do just gets pushed
I think it's
into
a
one.
memory issue, really.
I think it's a memory. You know what? I agree. I think you're right.
Sure. So one of the big things that we did this week was we used a sprouted flour that we had purchased in a batch of cookies, which it sparked a lot of conversation amongst the My Little Homestead family. And we did I think what we cooked them on was a big one too. We had some suggestions about a different type of thing to cook them on. Wax or parchment. I keep trying to lead Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
She's like, okay, yeah, sounds good.
Yes. Okay. So we cooked up on wax paper, and that stirred up a little bit of
I didn't know. Who knew it was a controversy?
I didn't know.
There's huge controversy over wax
We
paper.
created
paper.
controversy with
We
wax
did.
paper.
Everybody's like, you silly. You actually supposed to use parchment paper.
Yeah, people were really.
They were really nice.
So nice. Like how they were trying to. Yeah.
They were helping us along.
But I did read on there, and it did say that you could. But it didn't. I reread it today, and it definitely did not say cookies.
Oh.
So.
But you could put it in the oven, though, right? I thought it was oven safe.
Yeah, you can put it in the oven, and you can put it, they say, underneath cakes and different. But they didn't say cookies. But it is. I mean, we ran out of parchment paper, and that's why we grabbed the wax paper. And, probably wasn't the best choice, but
yeah, I don't think we're going to do it again.
Now we know, right?
We did it.
We learned something from everyone, so that's good.
We did.
There is something that you did not see on film, though, and that is the smoke that you could smell from the oven with the wax paper.
You can read on the directions, though.
It does. It does.
It's perfectly safe.
It is perfectly
for the
safe.
record, it's perfectly safe.
It is perfectly safe. You just sometimes
the box told us so therefore it is. But yeah, maybe not the best thing to keep it from
you do smell
sticking.
The wax.
Maybe not the best. We did. I've been cooking a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with this sprouted flour. We're still getting to know our oven too. Like we just recently learned some new things about it. It's like it's a little smaller than the one that I think that we had before, which isn't a big deal. So we're having to switch things up and down, which is not a big deal. But we're just learning how to evenly cook the cookies, I think.
Yeah, and learning the temperatures. All ovens have different temperatures.
All different.
And then the flour, it's going to be it'll take us a little while to get that down to how to get the cookies, how long to put them in, what size to make them, all of that. It'll take.
Yeah,
we'll get it. We'll have it down to a
a
science pretty soon.
Yeah, I made a batch of white chip macadamia nut cookies. I think those were the best ones.
Those were delicious.
Those turned out the best so far,
Those
I think.
amazing.
And I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get the hang of the temperatures and everything.
So, the smoke and the oven reminded me of today's event. We went today to go work on a future project. Anyway, and we were self-cleaning an oven, and of course we, put it on self-cleaning. We do the cleaning thing. We go and walk away. And me and Bria are walking around, and then we look over, and we just see this billow of smoke just pouring out of the oven.
I didn't know there were. I mean, I've self-cleaned a lot of but I've never seen anyone quite as aggressive as that particular.
There was like
oven.
a vent at the top, and it was just pouring like smoke.
Yeah, we had to like turn things on, and I mean, it cleaned it, but it was just it was really aggressive.
It was first we thought the oven was actually on fire because
who knows?
It was like there was so much smoke over there. But
it didn't smell like that kind of a smoke though. It smelled clean. The smoke smelled like cleaning stuff. Do they do that? I'm sorry. This is all new.
I think it just burns it off.
Oh, it just burns it off. I smelled it was weird.
Yeah, like the window of it was like perched white.
Yeah, it was like white in there. Like
you could not see in there. You're like, what's going on?
You guys asked Dad and I, and we're like, no, that's okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things that it's just an everyday. Everybody knows about it, but then we discover it. Me and Bryson think we've discovered the first thing ever. We're like, oh my gosh, you should know about this. And everyone's like, yeah, that's normal.
That's a normal event.
That's normal. Yeah.
Are you sure? I mean, it did.
I have a question here.
That was crazy.
About where, and I want to get the specific person because I did screenshot it here. Of Windswept Farm asks, where did you buy your sprouted flour from?
I was trying to remember. I know I just I just did it, but yeah, I probably got it on Amazon. I usually go to Amazon or eBay. It wasn't like a special place. We had some other things we're going to talk about, sprouted things that we've been buying, and we've been getting those from a special place, and that I'll definitely do a link to. But I think it was just Amazon. Could have been eBay.
One or the other. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think we just go wherever the best price takes us.
Yeah.
So.
And it's funny that I think those are I think they're 2-pound bags. And when we were in Kentucky, we could purchase them for $3.50 just they had a store called Myers. And I was just shocked when I went down that aisle of how many different flowers they had. They probably had 20 different flowers.
It was
stuff I'd never seen before. It was really, I thought, wow, this is awesome that this is so available for people to use to cook with and whatever, bake with. But anyway, that was $3.50 there for that thing. I could not get anything close to that price. So we end up paying about $5 a piece for those, which, that's pretty high. But
that is pretty high.
But we were just so happy to be able to bake.
Yeah, you usually pay up for good food, but it usually fills you up faster than anything else. So it's kind of this trade-off almost between.
This kind of flour definitely seems like a heavier set flour.
Just
it's still
a little,
pretty
maybe
fluffy, but it's definitely a little heavier.
Yeah, definitely the stuff we do is
The stuff
in
we
comparison
do.
to ours,
Yeah.
it's a cloud.
Yeah.
But even the stuff we're getting now, like in the package that we just discovered, is pretty good.
What is it called? King Arthur's?
Oh yes, it's King Arthur's.
King
Thank
Arthur's?
you. That was the
Yeah,
brand
that's
of
the
it.
brand,
Yeah.
King Arthur's sprouted flour, and I guess King Arthur is a common brand.
Yeah, I actually saw it. It was just at our local grocery store, just not the sprouted, but the King Arthur. So I asked him. I said, "Hey, you carry King Arthur products. Could you possibly check to see if you could get sprouted in?" And they were so sweet. They called me back about a week or two later, and they said, "Oh, hi!" And I was all excited because they called me, and then they're like, "We're just calling to say we can't get it." So I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks for trying."
That's cute that they felt the need though to say, "Hey, I just want to let you know I did do it, but I didn't see any." So it was good.
That is cool. I like when companies come back and they tell you about certain things that you asked about or you participated in,
Yeah, it's good customer service.
Very good customer service. 10 out of 10 store. Thank you. We also, pertaining to the cookies before we move on, we had a little bit of confusion about mint and what we'd put in the cookies and stuff too.
Yeah. We had some comments coming in about mint and how healthy it is, and absolutely, we all 100% agree. Matter of fact, Bryson is growing it, and we love having our mint tea. I swear by it when we get sick. How it's just really good for us, and we have mint, and actually mint goes in these cookies normally. The mint essential oil, and that is very healthy. However, the mint that we used was just basically a candy. It was candies. It was mint candies. And if you flip it around and read the ingredients, which I do almost on everything I buy, I would have taken half of the weekly peek to read through all of the ingredients.
Gosh,
you know how it is.
sure.
So you can't even pronounce them, and they're you know what I mean. So there's just no way those were healthy. But yes, 100% agree that mint in the real mint is definitely good for us.
And the original way the cookies are made are also the mint.
Yeah.
So we
could probably make our own mint extract.
I was hoping to. We've done it.
That would be
I've done it in the
fun.
past, and
So I think it's like is it an alcohol with with
You
like
just
the
soak
mints
it with
inside of it?
alcohol.
And
Yeah,
that
but
soaks out the.
I'd like to do it in more of an oil base, and I think there's
Oh,
another way to
interesting.
do
There's
it
another
too.
way
We
to
have
do
to
it?
look it up.
Yeah.
Because there's another way I think besides
Interesting.
not using the alcohol, but using more of a oil.
Well, we definitely will be taking
Interesting.
you along for that journey. That's going to happen for sure,
Yeah.
because
That'd
that's
be
one of those
really
interesting things
fun.
to us. We like to share it.
There is.
So we'll have to
There
look
is
at
an
it.
oil base because I remember making scents. You can make your
Essential?
own scents for like your rooms and stuff.
Oh,
And it's an oil. It's like
on.
there's a way to do it with oil.
That's what I'd like to do, because that's the kind of stuff that we would put in cookies too. It's more of an oil.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes sense.
It always feels better than doing just the extract. Is a little water. I don't know. It's like the oil seems more I don't know,
it
premium or
works.
something, put it in there.
We used it when we did it last time. We did it in alcohol, and you set it out in your cupboard for several weeks.
Yeah.
And then we actually used it in our homemade ice cream, and it was quite good. But I'd just like to do it different this time.
Yeah, for sure. You look like you want to say something, Dad.
Yeah, you lean forward.
You're like, I'm ready.
Actually, my back hurts.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sitting up instead of slouching.
Stephen
Smarter
Council.
decision.
Wait, I was going to see,
I'm
though,
sorry.
what did you think of the cookie scare?
I ate them. I was just eating.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were good. I think I liked your macadamia nut white chocolate ones.
Those were the best
That was
ones
good.
turned out so
Really
far. I
good.
mean, I think.
Yeah, very good.
You know, when we were in Kentucky, also, my sister-in-law, Christy, she was making pancakes with she had like oat flour, which is a complex carb, and I can't really do that one. But we had Ashton's sprouted flour there that we had got, so we substitute that when we were doing the pancakes, and it was like cottage cheese and
Some unusual things we're not used to putting into
and those pancakes were so good.
fluffy.
Yeah.
So good.
So I'm gonna have to
Really
get that
good.
recipe, and we'll have
You
to
guys
try
put
that at home.
blueberries in it, didn't you?
Yeah, we put blueberries in it, and it
That was
was
amazing.
really good. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
truly
for
good.
sure. Have we said all that we wanted to say about sprouted flour?
Did you
Before I
say
move us
something
along?
too about the idea between the complex
Oh
and the
yeah. Did you want to just? I think we did say it in the video, but did you want to just break down the idea of the complex carbs and the simple carbs, just a real quick for us, like a.
Yeah, there's actually 3 types of carbs. There's and I call them 1-part carbs, 2-part carbs, and mini-part carbs. But they're really called they're monosaccharides, bisaccharides, and polysaccharides. And it's the way a monosaccharide, which is like a 1-part carb, what we call a simple carb, would be something like a honey or a maple syrup. And when you consume that, your body doesn't take anything to break it down. It just goes right out for your energy into the bloodstream, and it becomes energy. But if you drink like a 2-part carb, which would be a bisaccharide, that is like like milk, lactose. Also, like raw sugar is also a 2-part carb. That means that when you actually digest that, it takes one process. Your body has to process it once before it can break it down and get it out to the body. A polysaccharide, or what we call a complex carb, is like a potato, a flour, those kinds of, and they take many processes for the body to break down in order to get them out into the bloodstream for food energy. And so it's those polysaccharides, those complex carbs that I have a difficult time, and I think others do, too. But and so that's why the flour goes from a complex carb, and when it sprouts, it becomes a simple carb. That's why the sprouted flour is so easy to digest. Mm-hmm. Your body doesn't need to make any processes to get it out into the body. So
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
And maybe too that I bet you it's pretty tiring on the body to have to break it down once, break it down again, and break it down again to actually use it.
I think
would
if your
imagine.
body is working properly, it shouldn't make you tired. But I think the
It
complex
does for me.
carbs
I get pretty
sometimes.
tired, and I think
Because I
the
know I get tired off of it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you probably have some of my genetics.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
probably
I'm sorry.
But no, it's good. It's good. We love trying to stick to just the simple carbs as best we can, because at least for me, I find I am so clear. The way my body works, my brain gets so clear, and and the second that I start doing more complex carbs, which believe me, I love potatoes too and stuff. But I'm more clear. I can just zip. My brain just moves, and shakes. So
I think mine, basically, I just turns to fat. So,
no.
well, mine does. Yeah, I eat carbs, and it's like, whoa, gosh, Gary, did you eat carbs? Yeah, can you tell? Just look at Gary. Gary eats carbs because he's fat.
no.
So, yeah, that's what happens to me. That's why I love potatoes, because I look fatter. It's a thing.
You look
know.
like a
Wow.
potato
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
eat one.
potato. Yeah, grow my beard, looks like Santa. It all fits together.
Stephen Council asks, how are you getting the stucco to stick to the vinyl on the windows? I installed some windows last summer on a stucco home, and the stucco keeps cracking and breaking off the vinyl nail strip.
Well, I guess ours will too. I don't know. It's kind of connected to the other stuff. It's connected over. So maybe it'll hold. Maybe we're going to have the same problem. I don't know.
It could be maybe the mixture he's using, the climate he's in.
Yeah.
Stephen, it could be many
maybe.
different. You were in Florida, I think, a while back.
Yeah, Steve was in Florida. I don't know if he's still if he's still there.
If he
I
went
can
north.
imagine that could be a little difficult.
Yeah, if you went north, you might be dealing with more moisture problems and temperature problems that might be affecting that as opposed to that in Florida. But yeah, having something it won't stick to vinyl. We're just lucky there's other stuff just poking out all over the place that we can poking in that area. So when we put it in there, it just seems to stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we did have issues with it pulling away from the window. We always tend to have those issues. But what we do is we just wait a little bit for the stucco to sit up, and then we cram some in the crack that it makes. Or we wait for the next day where it's really set up. That way it kind of builds up around the window, so it creates this little embeveling or whatever you say.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of mounted up a little bit more.
Just a little
right
bit
there.
around.
That kind of sweeps down into the window.
Yeah, we just keep playing. It takes a lot of, it's irritating. Mom has way more patience for it than I do, but just slowly working with it and getting it to look.
Well, even this one that we did, we put it up and we had that beautiful time lapse. Actually, it wasn't too beautiful on the iPhone, but anyway, we had the time lapse, and then actually I did go back the next day and do that. I filled in the cracks and made it a little tighter and nicer, and then we waited 2 more days for it to completely dry and paint it, so it looked like it actually was just one sweeping thing, and it wasn't. We did spend a little time getting it right.
I think it dries differently in temperature. So, and I think it dries differently in humidity too.
Yeah, I think that's.
And there's and that difference is just can be taxing. Taxing? Is that the right word? Taxing on the different
Taxing or toxing, it depends on what part of the country you're in.
Talking. Okay. Well, either one, right?
Yeah, it's good. No, it's a new word.
No, we got
Toxing.
Toxing, yeah.
Well, I know if you be toxic, that's a term.
That's a common
So when
one.
you're
That's a common
spreading
gaming term.
toxics, you are toxing people, like doxing.
When you're toxic, I think it's just a more extreme version of saying you're annoying, but you know,
especially if you're doxing at the same time you're
doxing.
toxing.
Just say like quit toxing.
Quit toxing.
Doxing is a thing, though.
Yes.
Doxing would be like
Doxing.
Yeah,
With a D.
that is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. It's not
But
a
when
very
you
nice
put the
thing.
two together, toxing and doxing, it's really bad.
Yeah,
Doxing?
that's the worst.
Roxing?
To doxing?
To doxing?
Boxing. There's also boxing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You usually want to box the person who's toxic
Mm-hmm.
And doxing you.
in doxing you.
Wow.
Mhm.
Is it the oxing on the end of that that's so fun to play with, I guess? You haven't even mentioned that there is an ox.
is.
Ing.
An ox.
Yes.
The ox walks over a toxic,
We are killing this subject.
taxing energy.
Yes.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Okay, Brie,
Sorry.
what was the next
You
question?
lost me
Where
around the
were
right.
we?
Okay, I have other questions. They lead us down different subjects. Is there anything else we wanted to add to the window or to the existing weekly peak that we did? The last weekly peak that we did. Anything we want to add to that subject before I take us down wild and crazy roads?
I don't think so. I mean,
I missed one. I was off on a crazy tangent.
Did we have? I forgot. Did we have stuff on the shelving things in that one, or are you saying?
no, that'll be this week. Gary's been working on
yeah.
the
I guess I started
on the
that last day.
pantry. Yeah, so pretty excited. I don't know if we'll get that in this week. We'll see.
Okay.
It'll either be in this week or next, but if we'll probably put that in when it's completed.
Okay, well, it's wonderful because Mary Ellen Meekins says all kinds of wonderful things and then asks, "Are you finished with the kitchen now?" And that would be a no, not yet. We're close, though.
Yeah, no, we're not quite done. So I know Shadow said something about it too. So, but no, we're not quite done. It's going to require. I have a punch list. It's 2-page long, you know, so there's just a lot going on that I want to continue.
The
with.
punch
some
list
stuff
though
we
will
wanna
go. It'll
add.
go quick on that. But right now, like I said, Gary's working on the pantry, and it's kind of neat because it's just going to be just lots of shelves. I think you've got like 5 or 6 layers of
6 shelves.
6 shelves, and then they're only like a foot in depth. So when we put our stuffs on there, we won't we won't lose it far back. And
That's a common one.
You won't have to
that we
take
do.
5 things out, so you can see what's behind in the back.
yeah, I
you know?
hate that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
And
that's
you
gonna
always
be
lose
nice.
stuff that you're like, oh, this is some specialized thing that I'm gonna have to see in order to make something with, and then it's lost to the
Well,
depths
it's like
of
finding
time.
that can of tuna.
And I was like, wait a second.
1965. Wow, I wonder if this is still good.
Oh, look, it is. Wow.
Yeah,
It's a
and then
Twinkie.
You have at the end too, because we have that the flour mill, and it's loud and whenever it's dusty, and so Gary's going to have a special cupboard for that. We'll be able to shut that down. So that's going to be kind of, and I think you're going to rearrange. Right now, it's large and the belt goes way out.
Yeah,
to the side.
I have it running horizontal. I'm going to put it vertical this time, and run
Probably
the
get a smaller belt for it too.
run the.
If you want to do
Good, yeah.
That'll change. Will that change the ratio? No, it won't.
ratios in the gears.
We could possibly
Or
do
in the,
that.
in the pulleys. Or
We
not
might
pulleys.
have to do that anyway because I was looking at the distance I have between the 2 shelves, and I may have to do something weird.
Tractor Supply has just a bunch of random sized belts.
Okay,
So we just take a measurement.
Yeah,
and just
we do. They got all kinds of.
pick
we need to do
the
it now
closest
then
one.
because I want to start building that. We'll have to
Okay.
decide what I have.
The thickness too of the belt needs to be right.
We'll just take the belt
But-
in. It's just a regular belt
Yeah.
for like a car belt.
Yeah.
And
An older
then
car
Gary and Bree, I'm very excited for them to share. You'll have to do this probably later, but they have some incredible ideas to make the doors pretty artistic, and very excited about what they're going to do with those. So
That's
Yeah.
cool.
those will be the door for the pantry, and then we're actually going to have a door too that will be right where that hallway is, so we can shut down that side of the house if people are in there watching a show, and then we can shut that noise down from the other room.
Yeah, it's going to be a vocal point, I think, in the room when we're done.
Yeah, you gotta have a little art somewhere. So
Mhm.
we're gonna go artsy again. So it'll be
Yeah,
fun.
working with
Yeah.
some resins and stuff. It's going to be fun. I think
Resins,
first time I'm gonna
macaroni, little peas. Remember when you were a kid
Resins.
building? No, I don't think so. Hey,
Spaghetti
it
anyone?
looks like a rooster. Oh gosh, they all look like my macaroni rooster.
Mm.
You know,
Okay,
We're all
so
smiling, but it's not going to be that. way.
No.
no
rooster.
no
Okay.
roosters.
it's gonna be a chicken.
No, it's not going to be that either. Design Doctor asks, we are wondering if you guys are going to carry the light, bright colors into your family movie room. And yes, I think we are eventually going to get to that point. Eventually, someday.
Yeah, we got to brighten it up in there,
Yeah,
and we'll
for
be
sure.
able to smooth the walls out now with our new little techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll absolutely bring some brighter colors in there. There's not a lot of light in there, so that's one of the issues we have in that back room. But we've got some ideas to put in some more lights. Not lights, but windows too in there, and that's going to be quite a ways down the road because the next project, it's
The next big one is going to be our workshop. for
yeah,
sure.
that's gonna.
That is
Yeah.
gonna be a fun one.
But we'll be working in there. We've got some, things that we want to go back now that we've been in these places for a while. That we're like, this would be kind of cool if we had this. So
Yeah.
those are the
We're-
ones.
We've been doing it so long; it's time to remodel
Yeah.
Breeze Room. The first one
Yeah.
we did.
Mhm.
That's we're
That's
heading
what we're
into Breeze
doing.
room too. Yeah, do a
Yeah,
few
we
things
we're
in
gonna-
there. Yeah.
These trailing dreams, and then we get them done, and then we have more dreams, and we've got
Mhm.
dreams after those dreams. Then once you get one done, you have 2 more to
You-
go.
Yeah.
You do go. You walk into
Always.
Breeze Room and you go, "What was I thinking?" It was 10 years, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, I guess. 10 years ago. Holy cow!
Geez, I
Mhm.
would have
It's
built
been a
that
while.
differently. I would
Yeah.
have built that differently.
It's
I would have done
it's
that way
structurally
differently.
sound. It's just I might have done it differently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You learn. We hope we learn. As
Well,
we
with
go.
that particular building, that's the first one we did. I mean, I was using rebar and I was welding on. I was welding on the top of the rebar J bolts so that I could put like a typical 2x6 down and attach it like you would a normal roof. Well, it was just horrible because I could never get things flat enough, and horizontal enough and level enough to be able to set the roof until we come up with the newer idea with the jacks that we use now. So
So where did we use the? Remember, we had like a trampoline and welding.
That
and-
was Garen's room.
Oh,
that
that was Garen's room.
And I helped weld that. I
Yes.
just want to say, for
Okay.
the record, I was pretty excited. It was the first
Wow.
time I'd ever welded. And
yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
Brett
an
Garen was telling
interesting
me, he's
thing
like,
too.
go do this in circles or however. I don't remember
I didn't know
any
you
of
knew
it.
how to weld.
Yes, I did.
That was her one and only time.
Not good
as far
at
as I
it,
can
but I
remember.
could do it.
She had to. She, just don't have her weld a bridge or anything.
Yeah, maybe
We're
not
okay.
the best idea.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you, but I would not recommend driving or walking on it or setting anything light or heavy
Sign
upon
these
it.
liability waivers when you're around this particular thing.
See, this bridge looks great, but not very sound.
Yeah. It looks pretty, but don't drive
Really
on it.
pretty. Just look, though. Yeah. Don't set your purse on it, ma'am, please. Thank you.
Oh, that piece of dust. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. That would really be structurally unsound. It would be a card bridge welded together. Yes. Okay. Kindines or Sindines says, I like the hats, but it makes me think that it is cold inside your beautiful home. Is it fashion or you going for is it cold? And I'd say we move a lot. We have this house with outdoor halls, so we're going outside and inside all the time.
We moved to the Arctic. You didn't know that? It was.
We just picked the place up.
You
and
must have
moved
missed that video.
I am always cold, even if I'm in a room that is toasty. I always need a hat, and I'm regretting not having a hat right now. I have my hoodie up because I like covering my ears. And Bryson his is just a fashion statement. Let's be honest.
It keeps his hair out of his eyes.
I was doing do-rags for a while, but then I got tired of them and changed to beanies.
Well,
Yeah.
and Bree has little sensitive ears.
I have sensitive ears.
We like to
Mom.
keep those covered.
Very important.
Got my little sensitive ears.
Get frostbite on there. I hear in the middle of the
Frostbite. Guys,
desert.
it's 70 in my ears. Oh, no.
So no, it was not cold in the house when we were baking cookies.
No.
And it is not ever cold in there, and I don't think we have all kinds of stuff to keep it warm. And
We can always get it really cooking with the rocket stoves, and in the meantime, in between, we have a little space heater that just runs at a low temperature to just always keep a little bit of warmth in there. That just keeps it going.
And also, we like to sweat a lot.
Really? You do?
Yeah. So much fun.
He said we. I'm not,
I know,
so
I'm
we're
not
all
sure who
included
that
in
was.
We
Who's
all
we?
have like shirts and sweatshirts on usually, so it's just
It gives us an excuse to wear our
Gave it the
sweatshirts. That's what it
assumption
is.
that-
Oh yeah. We naturally are used to very hot weather, and when it even gets a little bit chilly in our books, we are like, guys, bring out the parkas. It's freezing.
65.
Where's my snow coat?
sweatshirt?
I need my snow sloshers because that's what it feels like in here.
It's only 69. I know.
It's freezing. Yeah, that's us. Okay, here, let's see. A question for Dad. How much money is the size and average cost of each room? I understand the kitchen and Muse-Art will probably be more. Ooh, I'm
that's a
sorry.
good question.
You look like you were deep in thought there.
Well, they varied. They varied somewhere between $4,000 and maybe $5,000 on each one of them. So they have a variable. Remember, we did Breeze. She lives in like a shoebox, and we built everybody else bigger as we went. So, but yeah, I would say somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000. Kitchen was far more, and then the workshop is going to be.
Yeah, and the
Even
studio
far
was a
more
little
yet.
more too.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that most of the cost is in the roofing.
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't
flooring.
get expensive until you get up there. And then that's when all the
Yeah, when you're buying 2x8s and 2x10s and 12s and all the plywood and all the stuff that's going there to help support all that stuff. Ka-ching!
yeah, and a lot of these earth bags, they just they keep going and make them domed. And if we were to do that, the cost would fall dramatically.
Yeah.
Be really cheap to do
I
these
don't know.
buildings.
You would deprive me of cutting a
Yeah.
roof. That
no,
would
we
be
would
just
never
like,
do that. Gary loves
I
roofs.
love roofs.
They look
That
too
would be-
much. They look like beehives.
Yeah.
They aren't
Yeah.
bad
But
looking.
you know what?
but
It is. There's a place
there's
for
a
them.
style.
Yeah.
There's a place
I-
for them.
You know,
People
I've
like
seen
them.
a lot of people that have done some cool ones.
Yes, I agree.
So I think it's a great style. But Dad really loves building them. So
Yeah.
he
And
likes
loves
the
building
challenge.
them.
And he
roofs.
likes the art of them. You like the art of them.
Yeah,
too.
there is an art to
Yeah,
it. Especially in a square house, it's corner, and you can slap one of those things together real quick. We're dealing with round things. That's fun. Then I get all kinds of different math and all kinds of different things to go with them. So
Yeah.
it's a far better experience.
Do we want to mention the size of these to give us an idea, or do we want to just leave it up to
I
the
don't know that
imagination?
we really know too much of the size.
It's round. There's no square
Yeah.
footage. That's what the square footage
under
is.
200.
Yeah,
Square
they're
feet,
they're
I would
somewhere
say.
between about 200 square feet or so each one.
Each
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
So we try to stay under that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get them too big because then it's just.
Too much.
It's not a
More to
bedroom.
clean.
It's not a bedroom.
Yeah.
It's a hall. A massive hall.
It's a house. Now it needs a bathroom. Now it needs
Yeah. You get it bigger, and I got to put more amenities in it. So no way.
kitchen, dining room, underground basement,
So did we want to
weather
talk?
storage.
Do we want to talk at all about
Weather
our next project, our next big project, and what we were planning to do when we get the workshop built? I know we had some cool ideas, Dad, recently about the roof idea that you had for over the workshop. With
Even
this.
the whole, you had the whole
looked
thing
cool.
designed the other day.
In my
Yeah,
head.
speaking of
Yeah.
roofs,
Yeah.
that really brings us in.
Let's hear it.
I actually do have it all designed in my head. That's the way I usually look at a project, and everybody used to look at me weird because I'd go out and stare at the dirt for like an hour.
Like Dad's thinking,
And I'm
let him
building
be.
the whole thing in my head.
You'd have a stick
And,
and you would draw a line.
Well, then then you start
Look
fleshing it
at
out,
it.
and then you just start working. But yeah, I could literally just go, okay, there's my problem. I'm going to think through that and do some more math here or there or that. But yeah, it's typically that way. And I did the same thing. I did throw some things on paper this time. Wanted to do a different kind of roof. I never have built with this type of a truss before.
What type? What
It's
we
a
talking?
Gothic truss. It's using 1x3, a couple chunks of 1x3, some 2x6 spacers, and a couple more chunks of 1x3. And you're kind of building a truss that has good shear strength, I think. And for us, we don't have 6 feet of snow, so we're not worried about a huge amount of weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I can build my own rafters this time instead of getting the big 2x10s or 2x8s or whatever it is we use for a particular roof. I can just build these. I'm looking forward to it. And then you put them in a jig and you glue them and screw them, and then you put them together, and then you put purlins on them, and then put your roof and stuff on them. So, I mean, it all makes sense to me, but I've never built one like this. That's what's so fun about being out here, is that there's a new roof style. Let's go do that one. I mean, we did reciprocal roofs. We've done all kinds of different types of roofs, and I'm excited about this new Gothic style.
So just paint some
Looks
roof
really
pictures
cool.
for us on the what this is going to look like. To start off with, just so that we can put you in the mind, we've got two block buildings,
yeah.
and those are strategically
21 feet
Parallel.
apart from each
Yeah.
other, and they're
And
parallel.
and we built them so that they're both there's a center spot in the middle of them, and then they both line
Yeah,
up.
That's
and
24 feet
originally, Garen had this idea that we would take the hoops, the metal hoops that we already have for the hoop barn, and place them between those two buildings. And then, of course,
But
you
I
would-
think
go
since it fell down, it bent everything all up so badly. I'm going, we're just not going to be able, I don't think, to make this work.
So now, what would be the shapes of this Gothic? Are we talking like a barn cathedral look, or like can you paint?
It's cathedral look.
It's a cathedral
yeah, if
style.
you're-
Imagine a teardrop, but flatten the teardrop out a little bit.
Yeah.
And cut,
Oh,
cut
okay.
it down the
Yeah.
middle.
It does look like
So
a
it
cathedral
goes-
type of styling. It's in
With a
in
point
that
on the
Gothic
top.
type of
Kind of.
cathedral type of styling. As far as the shapes go, the materials and how to build these rafters are done a little differently than they do with those. Those are all stone or rock or concrete. And but I'm just totally pumped that we're going to do something different. Two, it's going to be a little larger. It's going to give me more space at the top.
Yeah,
I'm
having the
thinking of
tall
some-
ceiling when we're going to be working with cars is really nice, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to work on them.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to hoist engines off of it. So we're going to have to, we'll have to, we're making some space as a possibility. We don't know yet. Possibility of a jack thingy.
A lift? The
A
car
yeah,
lift,
car
you mean?
lift
Car
in there.
lift. Got a
That
spot
way,
for that.
the guys can get in there, or gals, whoever wants to get in there and work on their cars. They can certainly go in there
Got
and
a
do
tool section for all the
Now-
car tools and stuff.
that. Actually, it's split up like that. We're going to have a machine area. We're going to have a car area.
like a metalworking area,
Yeah.
a woodworking area, and
And
a
then
car working
The big
area,
woodworking
kind of
area
thing.
for me is going to be spent on doing either cabinets, or I have a new love that I want to do. I'm a bass player, and I love to play bass. It's a passion as far as music goes. And I'm fair. I'm not a real fantastic player, but what I do is I just enjoy its sound and its feel, and just to play music is fun. So I thought, why don't I put together two of my loves, love of working with wood, my favorite, and music, and build bass guitars. So I'm going to start building bass guitars. And I don't want to do the neck screw-ons. I'm going to do the bass through. So the neck throughs go on all the way into the base of the guitar. So that's going to be fun. I've been doing some
That's very
study
cool.
on that. And
Gotta have a good place to do it.
Something for the future. I mean, obviously, I don't want to do it now. We don't we don't have any space, room, or whatever for that now. But that for the future, that's one of my futures for me, for sure.
Yeah, and we want places where you can go and get wood with great stories or whatever and be able to store it there.
That's probably
as well.
part of it, is that, that's what we learned when we were in Kentucky and we got that dulcimer. Yeah, the dulcimer, and found out that it had a history. The wood had a history. And I thought, oh, no, that's kind of cool. So I'll be on the search for unique hardwoods that are across our nation or world, for that matter. I don't really care where it comes from, that I can get and make a base out of it. And then that base comes with not only the care and the love of putting together a piece of art and making music, good music with it, then it also comes with a story. The wood is like from something, it had something to do with something, but it has a story behind it. Yeah, then that base is special. That's art.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to thumping away on one. That sounds really fun.
I think Garen's lining up for a guitar, too.
I am
wants
too.
an electric guitar.
Can I be before Garen? Can I skip
I already
the
talked to
line?
him, and he seems to have money.
I start. Okay, so all it's going to take is money to get in front of the line because I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, now hang on now.
He doesn't
might be a competitor.
Wait a second. We know Garen. He doesn't have any money. So, but no.
He has a house and a baby.
He didn't say anything about money. I'm just throwing that out there. Actually, for you, it's going to be double.
Double. You're single, so it's double.
Twice as much as I'm charging him. So since it's zero times zero, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun little project, and there's all kinds of different styles of bases out there, and it doesn't all have to be wood too. I mean, there's some of those two-part epoxy ones that are out there. Those are pretty cool. The one I made out of pencils. What was it? Top ramen. Some guy made a whole guitar out of top ramen.
Do you know the joke around ramen too, where people will? I don't even know if this is true or not, but they'll take like a dent out of anything, absolutely anything. They did a sink broke, so they took ramen and they used water and they made it, and then they painted over the top of it so you couldn't see that a chunk of it was made out of ramen. That's the joke.
What?
And then they and I don't.
Oh, we're trying.
There's
that.
fake stuff and there's real stuff out there, and it's always this question of is that real?
It would make
we gotta try something.
It would make a great filler, and then too, if you get hungry, you break a piece off, start cooking it up, you're all set up.
It's a little crunchy, but
I don't mind the paint. It's just
and they'll sand it down, like they really go serious on this stuff. I kind of think a lot of them are real. I'm sure some of them are fake.
Well, the guitar is beautiful. The one that I saw was made on YouTube, but that was beautiful.
I was kind of thinking it'd be really fun to make, the egg cartons, that material. You can actually make that material at home and build things.
Do you mean the papery gray stuff?
The papery gray.
Oh, okay.
Gray cardboard kind of material.
Like a paper mache.
You can actually, you can take that and like put it in a blender and mix some stuff with it and make your own goop. And you can put the goop in the molds and stuff, and it will harden into that papery kind of cardboard.
Yeah, I saw them stress testing it, and it looked pretty strong.
They
like smashing with a hammer, trying to show
those new eggs we get. We've been getting them with that.
I know. You can use anything, any paper you can do that with. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that, and then you do like a resin over the top of it or something to harden it
really good.
Really good. But you could do all kinds of fun colored papers, maybe.
Kind of interesting to make bodies out of guitar bodies out of. I'm sorry, we're gonna make bodies.
6-foot body.
Sorry. No. One of the things I'm really excited about for the workshop is I'm hoping to convince everybody that we should get a kiln for firing. What am I saying there?
It's with an N.
Oh well, my way's better.
Kiln. Yes.
No, the kiln.
Kill 'em. You can kill them. We're gonna do a kill them.
It goes with my previous accidental bodies joke. No,
too many.
But I want to like try to do clay and do stuff with clay and be able to harden it up. I also looking forward to. Do you call this a lathe where you cut it out? Like you can cut stuff out. You put like something together and lathe
it turns and then you lathe it.
Is that a thing? Lathe is probably not a proper term, but
that is.
It is okay. Those are some things that I want to try for sure.
Now, Bryson, a metal lathe will also do wood lathe. Wood easy, right? But some wood lathes don't do metal.
The wood lathes don't do metal.
Okay,
they're not strong enough. But like, I think there are.
How does a metal? Okay, I'm sorry. I've seen people lathe out wood, but how do you lathe out metal? Like it's the same process, but with the same.
It's just more.
Do the tools have to be sharper? Because I feel like metal and wood are drastically different in
have
density.
like a whole rig built onto them that you can move around.
It's
like,
a rigid
with screws
rig too.
and stuff, and it's solid.
Yeah, you
and
don't grab
wood.
a chisel.
Yeah,
to that
and
it's
set it
all
on a table
machined.
and run it across it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's done differently then.
Yeah.
But I think you can still lathe wood
Difficult.
on a metal lathe still. You know, all the everything's
Interesting.
there. You just move the carriage out of your
So
way.
we just got an old mailbox. What can we lathe out of that? Was smashed up into a ball.
I pondered this. I wanted a lathe and I wanted a mill, and I don't know which one I want first. And I talked with Garen, and we both decided a mill would be better because you still can do some stuff on a mill that you could do on a lathe that you can't do on a lathe if you just got a lathe and you don't have the mill. So the mill actually still can kind of do what a lathe can in some cases. So
We're already filling this place up with stuff. I don't even know. This
And
is like big pieces of
this was
equipment too
another
that we're going to
thing.
be chucking in here. I don't know how we're going to get it all in there.
I can't even think what I would want over there. I guess.
The only thing that I thought of was my kiln.
All right. All right. Well, I guess I'm with you on the kiln.
Okay,
then,
yeah,
because
with the fire,
it's kind of going to be
pottery.
a lot more guy spaces.
It probably
over there.
is.
Yeah.
it'll be the guy shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be-
except
it'll
my
be at
kiln.
man cave, baby. We're putting the kiln outside. It won't fit
Under
into
a little.
Bree, there's
sorry.
no
Like
room next to my
raincoat
mill, so
yeah, no girly stuff in there. We're just going full man out.
It did dawn on me. I'm out looking for a CNC and mill machine, but then it dawned on me, where would we put it if we got it?
in
We're
the shop.
We're not
Oh, not
quite
yet.
ready
Oh,
for
I
it.
see what you
Ready.
mean.
We're
We're just
I
not
see.
quite ready for it.
Not yet.
It is a future thing, but we're just not quite there yet.
Yeah. Let's get that. Let's get
We'll get
that
it
Let's get the
figured
shop
out.
done,
And that will be something that
then-
we'll be working on in the come through the spring and going into the
Yeah,
summer.
that's going to be a
Hopefully.
long.
It'll be a
You know,
long
we're just
haul.
kind of in the lull right now as we wind up the kitchen and
Yeah.
then we'll probably start. I would like to start in spring, and that thing is going to be an enormous project.
It'll be one of the biggest ones we do.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And
it'll
we're
have
going.
both earth bags in it, and it'll have fancy
Yeah,
roof
you know,
and everything.
I
Very
have been
cool.
saving the earth bag material is very similar material to what we buy our animal food
Oh,
in
yeah.
the bags.
Right.
And we have been saving those up, and I've been wanting to try a project with those bags in place of earth bags. So now's our chance. We got
Now's our opportunity.
because it'll be just on the one end that's not done. We'll be rounding it. We also have two large garage doors. One is going to go on one end. One's going to go on the other end. So it's not going to be a whole lot of bagging.
I think we've been waiting almost 10 years to use those garage doors.
Yeah, we've
those.
had the garage doors for a
had them
long
all the
time. We've
time.
had that. We've been saving up bags, so it's going to be fun to see if we can do that because that's basically free bag material because they just so that'd be kind of really, and it's going to be interesting too. We're going to have to tuck them under, and I hope it's not going to be too cumbersome. We're also going to probably have dirt hauled in. I don't think we're going to dig any more holes on
No
the
more
property
holes, no more
unless
holes.
you guys can think of something. But
Mm.
I could think.
If we could get Garen to get a tractor, we'd be.
I know.
Buy the tractor. Buy the tractor.
He flirts with the idea.
Well,
He
he
does. He
wants
talks
one.
about it. Yeah.
He
He
wants
he
one.
was talking about a specific one last time we were there.
He was
so-
even working
Yeah.
on one
yeah
for someone
He's-
else, but he
he's
was
fixing
working on
somebody
one while
else's.
we were there.
You get excited when you
Are
see
they
him.
coming back this week? Are they? I mean, do they have footage for us this week? I
I
can't.
don't know. They've talked about it, but then I don't know. We'll have to see how. I think it depends on how Ellie's doing.
They look pretty
probably.
wiped when we were there.
They
last
look
time.
like exhausted.
Kieran, I think, yawned
I think
4 or 5
your
times.
Your mother posted some things on, or no, they posted some things on Facebook.
Oh,
So I went and looked at those pictures, and yeah, they both look. There's a picture of Garen sleeping with the baby, so that tells you that's what they've been doing all week. is
Yeah,
sleeping,
readjusting
so.
to the, and the baby.
No, he's sleeping and the baby's sleeping there too, and they're both snoring. They both have pacifiers. It is just, it is amazing.
They're both
to see.
swaddled.
For some
Oh,
reason, I
gee.
could not see Garen swaddled.
Be a big boy. Nah, so we don't know about them just yet. We'll have to give them a call and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
deep in the throes of working on this next video. Of course, we always are. Sunday is our first day of work, and then we move on, and that's our day. It's our day, baby. So we are deep in that, deep in sand, and sandpapering something. I'm in sawdust. Yes, she's tired. Sawdust, from head to toe. So, but anyway, we really appreciate you hanging out with us. We do all kinds of videos. If you're not listening to us, because we do offer this podcast on Spotify and iTunes podcasts. So if you're not listening to us on YouTube, we do all kinds of videos, and you're joining us for the first time. You don't even know who we are. We post all the time on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We post 3 videos a week. We do a podcast every Monday morning. We do a recap, which is a one subject pulled out of our variety show, which is our big show every Friday night. And that's just usually a small subject from start to finish. Great for if you only got a little bit of time to hang with us. And then, of course, every Friday night's our big variety show that we do, which is whatever projects we're working on that week.
Maybe just a quick note. Sometimes our recaps are large.
Sometimes they are.
Hour and a half,
Yeah.
So it's a full version kind of a deal. So they're not meant to do anything but just make things concise, taking one topic, like Bree said. But the important thing is that you get to watch the topic from beginning to end with no interruption. So we'll pick things like we had the cabin, and what have we done in the past. Certain things, we'll just take that one topic and we'll just fly with that one thing, put that edited together. So
that's actually where we started with YouTube 10 years ago. Was we just did one subject, and we decided we wanted to start doing weeklies. So that's where the Friday night, but we still do those one subjects as well. And we call them full versions, but they are posted as a recap when they first begin on the channel.
There's something completed too. Sometimes something is short and it's a 2-minute thing, and that's a lot of our things are short like
Most
that.
of them.
But when we get done with a project, we then pull out all the segments from all the weekly peaks, put it all in one show so that you can enjoy just that particular project. The last one we did, I think, was the cabin. It's the cabin. Garen and Ellie had built the cabin.
We did the. This doesn't really count as full version. You're right.
We did. We also did the concrete countertops.
Yeah, we just did those. Yeah.
Because we had that over a 5-week period of time. It was more like about a 45-minute segment. So if somebody wants to come and see from the beginning to the end of the concrete countertops, they can just see it all in one place.
A little easier for going back and seeing the stuff like, they've already put it all together, so I don't need to watch everything else. A little easier, hopefully, for folks looking just one subject. So,
nice.
And then.
Some of the projects that we do, though, assume that you have some building knowledge, too. So we don't necessarily get into a great amount of detail, but we certainly want to give you an overview of how things are put together, starts to finish, and then, of course, any antics or anything like that.
Yeah, hopefully in an entertaining way.
Yeah. So it's edutainment.
Edutainment.
Yeah.
If we throw something out, it's a how-to part. We go right
that's
for
the first thing it goes.
Yeah. If it's the how-to that goes, baby.
Gary's been talking for 20 minutes on the same thing. Look how much detail he's into. Cut. Beginning to end.
That's boring.
Yeah.
Out it goes.
Now would they ask, why isn't Gary in the video? Well,
hello.
The
guy kept going how to.
Yeah.
So how do you win?
When he pulled out the calculator, that's when they said no.
That's too much. If you would like to join in on the conversation, you can post a comment down below. And, of course, if you post on the new weekly peaks as they come out, we do talk about those questions and comments as well. We do get to as many as we can, especially ones that pertain to the subject we're on, which is usually the weekly peak. So it all kind of goes around in a circle. So if you've got any questions or comments or whatever, please feel free to post them down in the comments below.
Yeah, especially if you've got ideas for pantry. We're in the middle of doing that right now. So if you think, oh, wow, I have a pantry and I love this about my pantry. I need to, I'd love to share that with us.
Yeah.
That would be great. Or if you say, oh, I got this in my pantry and I wish I would have had this, let us know what that is, to help us out a little bit too as we build. As we go
when
I say we, I mean
as
Gary.
Your dad.
It's back to him again. Where's the calculator?
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us, being a part of our family, and we look forward to hanging out with you on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.